Goldylocks Productions broadcasts universal cosmic frequencies that unlock, awaken, and expand the consciousness of our worldwide viewers and listeners. Welcome to the Transformational Soul Show with your host, Ruth Soltman. Are you ready to experience more stability in your life? You can change your life and be who you are meant to be, your authentic self.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Transformational Soul. For those of you who are tuning in for the first time, my name is Ruth Soltman. Welcome to our amazing spiritual family here. And for those of you that have been here before, I want to welcome back my amazing spiritual family. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. Hello, Kim. Nice to see you. I want to thank everybody that participated in my Christmas giveaway show. I had such a blast. And everyone has received their winnings, even Veronica, who lives all the way in Australia. So that's pretty sweet. Hello, beautiful Sarah. How are you? Well, welcome everybody to 2022. Happy New Year. Have you guys set your intentions for the new year? I know it's something we talked about a couple of times, before the holidays. So where are you putting your focus for this coming year? Have you, if you figured that out, have you set those intentions? Have you started those wheels in motion? For me, I am focusing more on doing more healing work through my writing, through speaking, through my energy work, readings, and spiritual coaching. So I'd love to know if you guys have set any intentions, please let me know. Did you guys enjoy your holiday break? It went by really fast, I have to say. At the time, it seemed to kind of drag each day, but it did go by pretty quick. And now we're in a brand new year and it's just crazy. Did everybody have a good Christmas and New Year's? What did you guys do to celebrate? And did you celebrate with people who maybe kind of annoy you or rub you the wrong way just because, they're those people that you see maybe once or twice a year? And if you did, I want to know how you handled it. If you were able to handle it differently than you have in the past. If maybe you didn't react to things, when people try to push your buttons. I would love to know how that worked out for you guys. Sarah says she is focusing more on achieving personal goals. She's put it off. It's time. Grow, grow, grow. Yes, it is time. Grow, grow, grow. You are right. And you are growing. And it's so exciting. I did a little bit of reading. Hello, Ludi. I'm so happy to see you. Happy New Year to you. The year 2022 breaks down 2 + 2 + 2 into the number 6. So 6 represents unconditional love and ability to support, nurture, and heal. So this year, 2020, is going to be a year of service to others. And that's what it's going to be all about. But now in your quest to serving others and doing for others and helping others, it's extremely important, that you make sure you balance yourself out with very good self-care. Because if you cannot neglect yourself or your needs, because you're going to get run down, and then that's going to make you, where you're not going to be able to do anything for a while. If your cup is empty, you have nothing to share or give away. But if your cup is full and overflowing, you have much to give and to share with others. So you want to keep that in mind for sure. Self-care is always important. But when you're giving so much of yourself all the time, it's even more important because you have to replenish all of that energy within yourself so that it doesn't cause any problems for you. So it's a new year, and I'm sure you have noticed that this new energy has moved in. This is a really great time to transform your life, to make changes in your life, to heal your past situations and issues so that you can become more of who you really are, so you can live an authentic life. And the only way you can live an authentic life and live in your truth is when you get rid of all that other stuff. Um, so I have a few announcements that I'm really excited about. Well, thank you, Sarah. Sarah says I'm glowing. Well, thank you. See, I guess I am refreshed from my 2 weeks off. But I have been, resting more and stuff. So I think that's something that I really needed. So I know that most of you viewers and listeners are doing just that. You're making those changes in your lives and you're healing your issues because you want to be the best that you can be. You're peeling away all those layers of what other people told you, what of who people told you that you were or you were supposed to be, who you should be, what you should do. You're making changes and taking back your power. And I want to hear from you guys. Starting this month, I'm going to feature one of you on my show once a month in a new segment titled Words of Wisdom. You will be live with me for about 10, 15, 20 minutes, however long it takes, to share your story. Share your story of healing, share your story of transformation, share your story of what you went through with your awakening. If any of my books have helped you in your healing process or in transforming your life, I want to know. If you have ever heard something on one of the Goldylocks production shows that have propelled you into healing, I want to know that too. Whatever started you on your healing journey, I want to know. The process that worked for you, your healing journey, your story will be an inspiration to others. And just imagine this. If something that you said on the show, telling your story of how you're healing your life and your issues, imagine if that sparked something in someone who was listening and that started them on their journey. How amazing would that be? Oh, I just got head to toe chills when I said that. We are all here to be of service to others. Your story will definitely inspire and motivate someone else. There's nothing that you have to share. You can share information that you are comfortable with, because I know with these, healing issues and stuff, sometimes you don't want to go too deep into um, things because they're personal. And I understand that. But at the same time, your experience can be very helpful to someone else. So you can message me on Facebook or you can email me at ruthsoltman.com. That's RUTH at RUTHSOLTMAN.com. And then, we can talk about, like what you would like to discuss as far as your journey. I just think it would be a really beneficial thing, for other people. We can hear something 10 times and it doesn't click, but that 11th time we might hear it just a tiny bit differently, and all of a sudden the light bulb goes off. So, your story could very easily be that inspiration and motivation that someone is just waiting to hear. And all of a sudden it clicks and it just propels them on this amazing journey of healing and, discovering, rediscovering, and remembering who they are. So I want you guys to keep that in mind, because I can't really do it without you. So I'm going to need some people to volunteer for that. And just let me know, because I think it's going to be really exciting. And I think it's a really great way to start up the new year. And with this year being the year of service to others, this is a great service that you can do for other people. Hello, Melissa. Hi, Heather. Happy New Year. Kim said, yes, your books and Goldylocks has saved me this year. Well, that is awesome, Kim. You need to message me so you can come on the show and talk about your story. That would be so awesome. And I really appreciate you saying that. Now, this Saturday, let's see, what is it? The 8th at 8 p.m., we have the Spiritual Message Circle. Now, we have this, I believe, usually twice a month. And there are several of the show hosts that get together and we do little mini readings for people. And I know Tiffany's going to be there because she hosts the whole show. And I know Melissa Parks will be there. And I know I will be there. I'm not sure who else is going to show up yet. I haven't learned that yet. but you might want to pop in and see. It's a lot of fun. Where else can you make a small donation and get, multiple mini readings? It's always fun. We have a great time, and I really hope you guys can join us. Also this year, another change that I'm making is I'm going to do some more master classes. I have been working on a couple that I'm pretty excited about. One of them is 10 Steps to Self-Healing, and the other one is Finding Your Passion and Remembering Your Purpose. And I think that they'll be really, revealing, for some people. But I've been guided to this for a while now. And it was really funny with the self-healing one. When I was going through my computer and condensing some of my files and deleting some old files, I ran across where I had wrote this out like years ago. And I ran across it again. I'm like, oh, I have to elaborate on this and do a master class. Now, especially this year, with it being the year of service to others and us, needing to incorporate more self-care, I think this will really help as well. So I'm pretty excited about that. And as things develop, I will definitely let you guys know. And I would like to ask a favor of you guys. If you have read any of my books, would you please leave me a review? You can leave it on Amazon, just right under the book, or on my Facebook page, My Transformation Books. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. And also now, if you would like to make a tip or donation during the live show, you can do that via Super Chat or Super Sticker on YouTube. And I believe on Rumble, it's called a Rumble Rant, if I'm not, or maybe that's maybe that's not what I'm thinking of, but I know you can do it on Rumble as well. Now, if you would like to use Venmo, you can use that at any time, before, during, or after the show. It doesn't matter if we're live. And know that your financial support is greatly appreciated. And I want to thank everyone who did tip and donate last year. That was really wonderful of everyone. Everyone's always so supportive financially, emotionally, in every way. And you guys are just amazing. Hello, Joyce. You finally found me. Awesome. And you are not late. You are right on time, Joyce. You're right on time. So did you guys watch Robin's show last night? Cosmic Soul Food. She gave me an amazing reading, and I want to tell you about it. Well, first she said that she saw lots of energy, just swirls of energy around me. And I can feel that. That's what it's felt like for like maybe the last 3 or 4 weeks. And it's almost kind of like makes me feel like I'm moving a little bit. It's been causing some headaches. It's been causing some lightheadedness, a little dizziness from time to time. But I feel that energy. And I know that's from the increased energy, that's everywhere right now. Now, she also said that my gifts were expanding. And I thought this was really interesting because they have been. The more I trust in them, the more that is being shown to me. When I do a reading, I usually get a knowing or a feeling, and that's what I convey to you. That's the way I receive my information. Last month during my readings, I started to see images and hear words as well. Now that happens during my Reiki sessions, so I'm not sure why it would surprise me that it happens during a reading. But the Reiki sessions, they're more, I don't want to say like a meditative state, but it's just different than sitting here in front of, all of you. It's, because it is one-on-one, the Reiki. But during my Reiki sessions, like I feel the energy like it's my own. I've had, discomfort or having feeling in my chest, and that person, is all congested, or they just had their heart broken, and I can feel that energy, and it's pretty awesome. And also with the Reiki, I receive information in the form of shapes, colors. Sometimes it looks like what I see is like a kaleidoscope. It's just absolutely incredible. Images, words, and audible sounds as well. And sometimes it can get pretty intense, the energy exchange. And I have had someone who's crossed over come through a few times. Not the same person, but like 3 different times. And so it's like when the Reiki sessions, I'm always excited to see what happens, because it's like just a phenomenal experience for myself as well. So I highly recommend those. Um, let's see. I don't know. Sarah says, yes, I tuned in. And you're both more open during a Reiki session. That's very true. Very true. And you don't have distractions. Like right now, you know, I have everything that's in this room that could be a distraction for me, but I'm not focusing on that, but it could easily be. So, yes, that's very true with the Reiki. And I don't know if you guys have been experiencing this, but I have. So, for the last several weeks, every single time I'm on social media, I see multiple posts about people with health issues, surgeries, animals passing, and the passing of loved ones, siblings, best friends, parents, and spouses. So many people right now are in need of our love and our light. So many people. And the ones that we see on social media, or the ones we know, in our interactions in life, there are so many more that we don't know. So if you do know someone that is in pain, or, having some issues right now, please reach out to them if you can. Send all of these people tons and tons of love, light, hope, healing energy. Um, they will definitely appreciate it. Um, but I know for a while there, right when break started, and I was on social media a bit, and I would see just one post after another, and my heart just felt so heavy. And so many people are just going through so much. So just keep that in mind to, send love and light to those people in their situations. And, that intention and effort will be returned to you. Don't do it for that reason, but I'm just saying it, what you put out is what you get back. Um, Sometimes, like I have to make sure I put on my little psychic protection just when I go on social media, because when I read some of these posts, like I can completely feel it. So I know you guys can too. So I asked for a message today for for everyone and for the group. And the message was, do everything with love and gratitude. And so the first thing that popped into my mind is someone, doing their laundry and folding clothes and thinking, oh, I hate folding clothes, because most people I know don't like to do laundry. But if you do it with the attitude that, I'm so grateful I have clothes that I have to wash and fold, and, you know, there's so many people that don't have clothes. Some people only have the clothes that are on their back. When you're washing dishes, do that with love and gratitude. If, some people do still wash dishes. Um, be grateful that you have dirty dishes, because that means you had food to eat. There's some people that don't. You can turn every single thing around in your life to make it a positive. Sarah said, I'd rather do laundry than dishes. It's funny you say that, because I have always heard before that people will either hate doing laundry and love doing dishes, or love doing laundry and hate doing whatever, you know what I mean? That it's always like either or. I really don't mind doing either, but my loads of laundry are very minimal compared to what they were when I had my kids were little. Little kids' clothes take up a lot less room in that washing machine, so you can put a lot more in there. We always had, well, not always, that when I was a kid, but when we got later in life, like we had a dishwasher, and my mom, she would put some stuff in the dishwasher, but she loved to wash the dishes. I used to think that was so crazy. Why do you like washing them? But I like washing them too. And I never really realized it until she was talking about it. But it seems like very therapeutic. You just, you have your hands in that nice warm water. and you're just washing the dishes, and you don't have to think about anything. It's kind of like almost like a meditation in a way. So, just think of these things when you're doing these chores that you probably don't really like to do. Just try and do them with a little bit more love and a little bit more gratitude. And, it'll make the task a lot more fun. It'll make it go faster because, when we dread something, when we dread something, it seems like it takes us forever to do it. Um, and, we don't want that kind of an experience, right? So I'm hoping that when this show is over, that I have several messages of people who want to come on and give their words of wisdom. So I really hope that's the case, guys. So I'm counting on you guys for this. You have to excuse me. I have been burping ever since the show started. So I got some dolphin cards, which I'm going to use next week because I'm going to kind of I don't want to play with them this week and kind of get to know them a little bit. Then I will use them next week. They're really pretty. They're really pretty cards. Ludi said sometimes listening to music while doing chores helps. Oh, Ludi, that is so great. Yes, it does. You put on some music that really resonates with you, and you be dancing around the house doing everything, And that's a very, 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 I love that. Sarah said that's very sweet that you're doing that. Well, I think it's a really good idea. And, I'll tell you something, and I do know this from my own experience. When you tell your story to other people, it empowers you. Sometimes we think our story is like so terrifying because it happened to us, of course. But, sometimes we're embarrassed by it. Sometimes there's a lot of fear surrounding, maybe our journey or where we've been. But, you are not the past. And you have to think about this. If you had a map and that map was your life, those years or those things that you deem as, a mistake, even though I don't use that word, that a lot of people do, it would be like a little teeny tiny pin blip on that map. So even though it seems monumental to us, in reality of the span of our life, it's really nothing. It's like a little blip. That's it. But when you can tell your story, it helps you release something. It releases maybe some people have shame, some people have embarrassment, and it releases that, and it really empowers you and makes you stronger. I highly encourage you guys to do that. And like I said, you don't have to, give up information that you don't want to give up. You might find when you start talking that all of a sudden, it goes in a completely direction than what you had, planned, because sometimes spirit will do that. But I just feel like it would just be so beneficial to you and to everyone who hears what you have to say. And I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm going to pull some cards and see what we have. I hope you guys all did have a really good holiday. I was thinking about it as far as like chores go. Which ones do I really detest doing? There really aren't any. And I think that's just because I know that they have to get done. So, I could be disgruntled about it and do it, or I could just do it and be done, which is, I would rather do that. But, that's how it goes. We had so many firecrackers and fireworks here last week. The night before New Year's Eve, and then New Year's Eve was absolutely the worst. It started before 6 o'clock, and it was over maybe at like 1 a.m. And me and my dog, of course, I had to hold her all night because she's terrified of them. She did really good, though. She wasn't shaken. As long as she could sit on my lap, she was fine. But I had to sit and hold her all night. And so we went to bed, and then she was snuggled right there next to me. And then I woke up, and it was because right at midnight, it was like everybody set a ton off. And it sounded like a war zone. It was so loud. And then of course Christmas, the same thing on Christmas and Christmas Eve, but then New Year's Day, the day after New Year's, I got up that Sunday morning at 7:20. Someone was shooting off firecrackers on a Sunday morning. It was crazy. But and it's really, I thought about this story the other night. My little dog, and how she doesn't like the firecrackers and fireworks. And I didn't used to know this until she was terrified of them. The years ago when my kids were little, it was the 4th of July. And we had a Siberian Husky, and we had I forget what she was called. She was part Yorkshire, a Yorkie poo. Part, I think, poodle and part Yorkie. And we lived 2 blocks from Lake Huron in Michigan. So we walked over to the water to watch the fireworks with the dogs. Once I realized how afraid they were, I felt terrible, but I had no idea. I guess it's just because they're so loud, it just hurts their ears. Because they do have super sensitive hearing. And my son's dog last week, just out of the blue, started having seizures. And for a 24-hour period, this poor dog had 8 seizures. Like every 3 hours, she was having them. And a few years ago, after my mom passed, and I got her, I continued to care for her dog, Molly. And all of a sudden, Molly just didn't want to eat. She couldn't hold down water. It was just like an overnight thing. And I took her outside, and so she could, do her thing. And all of a sudden, her little body just flopped onto the concrete. You could hear her skull hit the concrete. She had a seizure. And then her little body flipped over in the opposite direction. It wasn't, as far as the seizure goes, I don't think it was like real, intense. I'm, probably to her, but to watch it, it wasn't that bad. When Ginger, my son's dog, had these seizures, now she's a 75-pound dog, first of all. They were like violent seizures. The first one, when I didn't know what was going on, kind of scared the crap out of me because I was alone with the dog. And then she continued to have them all night. She was absolutely pitiful. So the next day, they got home and took her to an emergency vet. They put her on anti-seizure medicine immediately. And then they had a follow-up appointment with the vet that Friday. So they came home on Wednesday, called all around, telling the vet that the dog's having seizures and as many seizures as she was having. Oh, we don't have any appointments. Sorry, we can't get you in until Friday. She could not find anywhere in the vicinity of where we live. So we found an emergency vet, and that's where they took her that night. And as soon as she got the anti-seizure medicine, it stopped. And she hasn't had any more seizures. She did go to the vet that Friday. They did blood work. It wasn't anything, to do with her blood. She's not ill. She's not, it wasn't anything toxic that she consumed. But they really don't know what caused it. They just want her to continue with the medication. But something I did notice with her, and we're talking about this energy. And right before the show, Tiffany was saying, well, these animals feel that energy too. And this dog has been going, well, actually, both of them, they have been going around for the last week or two. And like, I don't know, it's like they see something in the air. And Ginger, she's been sniffing like every inch of the inside, of the outside. They're wanting to be outside a lot more. So I do think that they are feeling that intensity as well. So know that, the stuff that we're feeling and going through, dogs are a lot more sensitive. And she seems like she has this increased sense of smell. She may have an increased sense of taste because she's like, the way she eats her food now is just insane. And I don't know that that's not caused from the seizure, but she's not having them anymore, so I wouldn't think so. Hello, Sam. Sarah says, my last favorite is the bathroom because I was a janitor for 12 years. Well, I can understand that, Sarah. My cat has been staring off in space a lot more than usual, too. See, your cat's probably sensing that energy. I'm sure. Because, they sense all this stuff anyways. They can sense spirits and all of that in the spirit world. So I'm sure right now it's probably very intense for them. And I have noticed that my little one has been a lot more clingy. She's usually very clingy and always wants to be in my lap anyway, but she's just been a lot more annoying about it lately. Sometimes I actually have to do stuff and I can't just sit and hold her. And she doesn't seem to understand that. So, look at this card. This card is for everyone. Courage. I love this card. See, we all have to have the courage to be our own true self, right? We have to stand up for who we are and what we believe. And when we do that, we empower ourselves. And when others hear this, it empowers them and it gives them the courage and the strength to stand up for themselves and be who they were meant to be. It's like this beautiful cycle. And it's very exciting. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards. And we'll see what messages we get. Okay, Miss Kim. And while I'm thinking of it too, once a month we have a VIP show, which is for our VIPs. That's the people that are Patreon members, or now they have it on YouTube, and I believe it's like the YouTube community. And it's called the Spiritual View. So if you would like to be able to be involved in that, then you would want to go on and become a VIP. Okay, let's see. Kim, what do we have for Kim? What messages? And if I'm not mistaken, yep, Kim is traveling. So, Kim, we're going to send you lots of positive energy to get where you're going safely. And has anyone, it's hard not to see some of the news. I don't watch the news. I pick up, little things here and there, but we have been having some crazy weather. Absolutely crazy. We were below freezing. We had a freeze warning a few nights ago. I saw there were tornadoes again. There was, I forget what happened there was the fires in Colorado, I believe it was. People had to evacuate. There's like all this crazy stuff going on. There's been earthquakes. It's just, So, when things like that happen, there's a certain intense energy associated with storms like that too. I mean, you think about a really intense wind. We had a wind here one time. It was a nasty, nasty storm we were having. And it was kind of dying down. And I walked outside, and the wind that came from the side of the house, I thought it was a tornado. That's how powerful it was. And you could just feel the energy of that. So I know that with the snow, with these volcanic eruptions, with these earthquakes, that gives off a certain energy as well. And I know people are feeling that. And doesn't seem like it's just here or there. It seems to be like everywhere lately. It's just been crazy. And I feel like this is all happening like in like the last month of this year. Another thing, I was telling my daughter-in-law that I said, you watch the news. I told her this maybe Thanksgiving or on Thanksgiving. I said, you watch between Christmas and New Year's. If you watch the news, there's going to be a ton of celebrities that pass, because I see this every single year. every single day that I got on social media, there had been at least one. Most of the time, there was two, sometimes even three. But it's, I don't know. It's almost like, well, I got to get out of here by the end of the year. This is it. This was my contract, and the year's almost up. So it's just absolutely crazy. And if you guys will look back, like over the last couple of weeks, you'll notice there have been so many people. Okay, Kim. Spiritual understanding. I feel like you are getting so many messages. So much stuff is coming to you. And, it's showing you that you are on the right track. You are taking the correct route. You are exactly where you need to be. And they want you to feel that more, to have more faith in yourself, to have more confidence in the decisions that you're making, because they are right there with you. But they want you to know that, and they want you to feel very confident in your choices. We make choices all the time. Even if we don't make a choice, that's a choice, right? So sometimes when we are given, this and that, and we have to figure out which one is right for us, sometimes it's not even about weighing the odds or weighing the pros and cons. You have to feel it. You know what's right for you. And ask for confirmation. Ask for confirmation and validation, because you know which way you're leaning. You know what feels right in your gut. And if you ask for that confirmation or validation, something's going to come along and it's going to give it to you. And that's always feels like a miracle when that happens, because you'll think, well, this is what I'm thinking about doing. And all of a sudden I got this message, or I saw these words or something, and it's validation that what I wanted to do was correct all along. So you just have to trust that. And Miss Sarah. Whew. Did anybody have, oh, I saw it, there was snow in Florida. That was the other really strange one. Did anybody here have snow for the holidays? Not me. That's one thing my mom missed when she moved here. She liked having snow for Christmas. Okay. So, this one year after she moved to Texas, she was bound and determined that she was going to have her cold weather and stuff. She bought this like red cape. And it was pretty heavy material. And she was determined to wear that on Christmas Eve when we went to my daughter's house. It was like 75, 80 degrees. She still wore it. It was just hilarious. She was quite a character. What do we have for Miss Sarah? Let us see. And Sarah did a couple of little concerts over the break, and I got to enjoy her beautiful singing voice. If you guys haven't heard Sarah, you guys don't know what you're missing. She has an amazing voice. And when she's singing, she just glows. Oh, Sarah, overcoming difficulties. The worst is behind you. It's all a piece of cake now, right? I know you've had some difficulties in the past, and you've worked through those, and all of that is behind you now. You don't even need to worry about it anymore. Just keep looking ahead, because you are in the right direction. And Ludi. Now, I hope you guys aren't going to forget to message me about the Words of Wisdom segment so you can come on my show. Because I think that would be so cool. And not only that, but then everybody's going to get to meet you. You know, these people that they see your name every week, and all of a sudden now they know who you are. And that's pretty exciting. And when you share, you know, a part of you like that, you know, it really does change you in a positive way. Miss Ludi, you are safe. You are protected. And Archangel Michael wants to remind you of that. Um, you're being protected against some of the lower energies that, you know, might be floating around out there. Archangel Michael will always keep you protected. Um, you know, he has his beautiful wings just wrapped around you, and you can tap into his energy and his loving presence and his protective nature, because he is a humongous protector. And you know, when I was a kid, I used to have an invisible friend, and his name was Michael. And years later, like maybe 10, 12 years ago, it clicked in my head. Just all of a sudden, it was Archangel Michael that was always with me. And over the years, I have had several readers tell me that Archangel Michael has always been with me. And he just has the most loving and warm presence about him. He just makes you feel so safe and protected. So always call on him. Anytime you feel scared, anytime, anything like that. And he will be there for you. You will feel that loving presence surrounding you and wrapping, his beautiful wings around you. That's what it will feel like. That warmth, that glowing warmth. It would be so, so healing for you. So I hope that message resonates with you, Ludi. And we have Miss Melissa Parks. And Melissa is the host of Joyful Findings, which is on Fridays at 8 p.m. Wonderful person, wonderful show. And also, I always think of this after my show is done, so I'm going to tell you now. Our wonderful, fantastic producer, Tiffany White Sage Woman, has a marvelous show on Sundays called Spiritual Insights, and that is on at 8 p.m. So I hope you can tune in for that one as well. Her show is just amazing. And when you get done experiencing that show, you feel so, I always feel very like calm. I feel very, almost like I was just in a huge 1 hour meditation. And there's just something about her energy that, that's what she does. So I hope you guys can tune in for her show. And let's see what we have for Melissa. Melissa. Prosperity. That's interesting, Melissa. I'm almost positive that that's the last card that I pulled for you too. And this is all talking about prosperity and abundance and how much you're going to grow and prosper in this new year. And that's really exciting. And they just want to remind you that, and abundance and prosperity is not always financial gain. We have abundance and prosperity in our lives in a myriad of ways, right? So many different ways. We are also blessed. So just remember that this is going to be a great year for abundance and prosperity, Melissa. And I just see like gold coins. That's what I keep seeing is gold coins. So that's pretty exciting. Okay, Heather. What do we have, Heather? Let's see what we have for Heather. Oh, Heather. Healthy lifestyle. Uh-oh. Why is that blinking? I don't know. That was very strange. Well, they want you to make some changes to your lifestyle. Um, lifestyle is not just about eating healthy and drinking lots of water, but it's a lot of other things too. It's about self-care. It's about what you watch, what you listen to, the people you associate with. It's about getting enough rest. It's about spending time in nature. It's about all of those things. We put all those things together and it helps us to create a healthy lifestyle. And then you're going to feel better, right? It's going to help different areas of your life. So just keep that in mind. None of us eat perfectly, right? None of us drink a ton of water every single day, probably. I'm sure there's some people that do. I've been drinking a lot more lately. But we can all make improvements in that area, I'm sure. So I feel like if you do make a few changes, Heather, that it's going to make you a lot happier as well. Because, everything that we take in doesn't just affect our physical body, right? It affects our emotional self, our spiritual self, our mental self. So it will have, there'll be a lot of different areas where you're going to see improvement. Miss Joyce. What do we have for Joyce? Oh, there we go. Joyce, you know what to do. You already have the answers. You already know. Listen to that intuition because it's never going to steer you wrong. Sometimes it's hard to follow that, especially when it's telling us something that we don't want to do. But it's important to do it and to listen to that intuition. It's there for a reason. It's there to guide us through our life. And the more we listen to it and the more we exercise that muscle, the stronger and sharper it is. And, sometimes you just have to go all in and say, I'm just going to trust it 100%. I'm not going to have any doubt. And after you do that a few times, it gets so much easier, so much easier. I have never one time in my entire life followed my intuition that I regretted it, ever. It's never steered me wrong. And it won't steer you wrong either. But sometimes, it's hard to separate. Is this my head or is this my intuition? So you kind of have to work with that a little bit. Maybe it'll be very clear for you. Okay. We have Sam. Let's see. Heather says they got snow, but it wasn't until after Christmas. I will say that, the snow is beautiful. I used to live in the Midwest and had snow most of my life. I don't like the cold temperatures and I don't like the ice or the blizzards, but it does look pretty when it first snows. Okay, let's see what we have for Sam. And next week, I will definitely be bringing my dolphin cards. I'm pretty excited about those. They're so pretty. Sam, passion. What is your passion in life? What do you feel very passionate about? That's what you need to be doing. Maybe you feel passionate about people. Maybe you have some kind of a hobby that you're passionate about. You need to do that more. Something that passion is that thing that lights a fire in your soul. When you do it, when you think about it, and you need to do that more. I don't know what that is for you, but you need to do that more. We all need to do that more. Hello, Robin. I was talking about your amazing reading you gave me last night. Well, hello, Kavita. Let's see what we have for Robin. Sarah says, "Oh, thank you. It's fun when you're on my live." Oh, yes, but Sarah, you do them so late. The one that I caught was the one that you did earlier. That was awesome. Because I'm usually asleep by before midnight. And I know some of her, she doesn't start until like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, my time. So it's even later, her time. She's quite the night owl. Let's see what we have for Robin. Whoops, there we go, Robin. Oh, Robin. Ooh, you got the same card as Melissa. Prosperity. Prosperity and abundance are your words for 2022. I just see everything exploding for you in a good way, through your business, through your heart's desire. I see all these wonderful things coming to you in 2022. And, this, like I said earlier, this is the year of service to others. And what you do is a wonderful service to others. So keep on doing that. So many people are blessed by your gifts. Let's see, Kavita. You're welcome for your card, Sarah. Okay. I think I've got Kavita. That's what we have for Kavita. Nope, Kavita, you are not late. And Happy New Year to you. Hope all is well. Let's see what we have for Kavita. Ooh. Comfort. Do you guys see the flickering light? Because I don't know what's flickering. There's nothing here flickering, except in the when I show the card. That is kind of odd. The angels want you to know that they are here to comfort you whenever you need them, whatever you need them for. If you're feeling a little sad, if you have, some kind of physical ailment, they are there for you. They want you to feel comforted. They want you to know that you are loved. So you just call on them in your time of need, Kavita, and they will be there for you. Joyce says, she says, my daughter was in her car, Eagle's Nest, where she lives. At that moment, while I was talking to her on the phone, I asked her if she had seen any eagles recently. She said, Mom, as you said that, one just flew over and I haven't seen any in a while. Wow. That is awesome. Let's see what we have for Joyce. Oh, Joyce, you got life review. They want you to look back on, and like this is something I always like to do, like, around the end of the year anyway. And this is just the first of the beginning. So, look back over the last year. Look at how far you have come. Don't look at a life review as, oh, I'm going to go over all these things I did wrong. It's like going to confession. No. A life review, you want to look at where you were then and where you are now and how you got to be where you are now. Look at all those wonderful changes you have made in your life. Look at how far you have come, Joyce, because you have come a long way just in the last year. Look back at the last 3-5 years, and you're not even the same person anymore. You've changed so much. You've gotten rid of so much stuff, and you are more than ever your authentic self. You are finding your truth, and you're really starting to resonate with it and live in it. And you need to continue to do that, Joyce, because amazing things are going to happen for you. Oh, Ludi said, love that. I love that, Ruth. Thank you. You're welcome. Hello, Tamara. Hello, Devin. I got to move my butt here. Okay, let's see what we have for Tamara. It's nice to see you guys here. Okay. Tamara. Ooh, patience, Tamara. Is there something you've been, waiting for lately and you're just kind of getting tired of waiting? Everything that happens in divine timing. So you have to be patient a little bit longer, because what could be, 2 weeks to us could be 2 minutes on the other side, So things are happening behind the scenes where we don't see it. Just have patience a little bit longer, because the things that you are desiring and that you're wanting to manifest are working their way towards you. So just remember that. And now we have Mr. Devin. Devin says, hello, everyone. 2022 will be amazing. Yes, it will. And it's so funny, because every time I hear somebody say, this is going to be the best year of my life, or, whatever people are saying, I think back to 2019. It was December. I was sitting in the bank, and the guy behind the desk is telling me, we're talking about how, wow, it's almost the end of the year. And he goes, yeah. He goes, 2020, that is my year. I am claiming it now. And then, well, we all know what happened in 2020. But I think about that guy every once in a while, because I don't think things turned out quite like he had planned. And, a lot of times things don't turn out the way we think they will or the way we plan. But it usually is always something better. We might not see it as something better, but for our higher self and for our journey, it is. Devin, all is well. Okay. Well, look at that. Everything is happening just as it's supposed to. Everything is in divine timing. So you don't have to worry about anything, Devin. It's all working itself out. Richard. Hello, Richard. Nice to see you. Let's see what we have for Richard. Okay. Richard. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Clear your space, Richard. And this is really funny, because I saw your pictures on Facebook, and this is what you have been doing. You've been moving things around. You've been changing things, and that's clearing the energy for you. It's getting rid of any stagnant energy that might be, there, and it's opening up new pathways for you. So this is really exciting. Now there's more room for these new, wonderful, positive, loving energies to flow in your life, because there's nothing in the way stopping them. So good job, Richard. Melissa Park said, thank you, love it. You are welcome, Melissa. Oh. Sarah said, as you're pulling cards, I'm seeing your grandmother handing you a bouquet of sunflowers. And, that's pretty awesome, because my one grandma, my mom's mom, she grew some, she didn't have a lot of them, but she had some sunflowers in her yard, and they were like, I don't know, maybe 8 feet tall. It's hard to tell because I was younger then. You are welcome, Heather. Joyce says, thank you. Someone told me that a long time ago, too. Kim is in Yerington, Nevada. Message was just what I needed, as usual. Thanks for your prayers on my safe journey. Heading to Sedona for more healing. Oh, Sedona. Goodness, Kim. My favorite place on earth that I have ever been so far. If you haven't been there before, you are in for a real treat. It's the most amazing energy I have ever felt. I remember when I first got there, it was probably like 2 or 3 nights, I think I didn't even sleep. The energy is so intense. I absolutely loved it. And there's so many beautiful places there where you can hike and, all sorts of stuff. So I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful time there. Joyce says, you're so right. Thank you. Tamara says, thank you, Ruth. Believe it or not, that was very timely. I do believe it. I do believe it. Because that's how it works. That's how spirit works. That's how the angels work. That's how, your guides work. And every time before my show, I align myself, I center myself, and I call in my spiritual team, all of my angels, all of my guides, all of my ancestors, my higher self, and also for anyone who's going to be on the show. And I always ask that everybody receives the message that they need to hear. So I am not surprised. I want to thank everybody so much for being here tonight. And please, 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 I hope you guys will get a hold of me for that Words of Wisdom segment that I talked about earlier in the show. I hope you all have a wonderful week. I love you all. Good night.
Don't want the fun to end? Grab more refreshments. Then head over to the Goldylocks Productions YouTube channel. With the huge selection of shows, the fun doesn't have to end.